Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the episode of Terrafirmagreg. Last episode, I made my circuit crafter and placed inside a cleaning home so I can actually get the extreme voltage circuits so it can progress. So let's go. First things first, I have some bad news for me or for you, I don't know. No, probably bad news for me, but good news to you. My plan into this episode was to invest into making the vacuum freezer. Only require the extreme voltage circuits and some high voltage parts. With that, I would be able to cool down these hot titanium ingots, so I could build the advanced centrifuge 3 using it. And titanium rods, counter wires, aluminum cable, and unfortunately also would require neodymium. So one more thing to do. And with that, I'll be able to actually start process that very precious metal here, the mixture. It requires extreme voltage to centrifuge it into very useful metals. If I can make some rigs of it to produce non-stop, this kind of give me infinity low, medium, and high voltage materials, because it has a chance to give me hematite, that's iron, bauxite that can be turned into aluminum, pyrolunes, that is manganese, barite, that is required for some recipes, chromite to make chromium and stainless steel with the pyrolunes, and the ilmenite that I believe it's to make rutility and titanium. And the best way to get the metal mixture, there is actually some ways. One is to centrifuge stone dust, but the chance is just in 8%. However, if you look at the tiny piles, you're going to see that we already have some production of it into our main line here. Galber can give us titanium and iron and some transfer it, and on and on and on. However, the best way for just for this metal mixture is to actually centrifuge short, because it alone has 57% chance to give me a tiny pie of it, plus 7% for each tier. So it starts at the medium at the 57, then 64, and then 71 at the extreme voltage. So all I had to do is to make some setup to produce this shorty and centrifuge in metal mixture, and then centrifuge to get in infinity iron, aluminum, and stainless steel, and some titanium. However, let's not do it. As you probably already noticed, I changed stuff here. I removed the midsection of it so I can actually just walk by. I also moved my electric blast furnaces, my food reservoir, and my boilers to the back of the place here. In my opinion, it looks kind of good now. You come in this direction, you can see the 60 large steel boiler. Yes, I made more of it because ironically, steel is now my most disposable material, not aluminum, because by iron production seems to be higher than my constantly smelting of steel, and steel is melting way faster than aluminum. 50 seconds against 30 seconds. So you get the double amount of steel for aluminum. So making large steel boilers is non-expensive to me. And it has space here to add another one if I wanted. Same thing here. I could add the outer blast furnace. And here's the fluids. Everything is getting here and going down here into the revitalized underground with a cable and a pipe running at the center and spreading out into directions. So all left to do was to make the vacuum freezer and continue. We are just missing the main block. However, I have already been talking with myself, thinking about it, if I should continue doing this series here, because now every new step that I need to make to progress the game a bit, I just look at it and oh my god, I need to do this, and then this, and then this, to get this, to be able to do that, to get this, to all this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And finally, I'll get a new machine that's gonna allow me to go into the other direction, to make more stuff, just because I need. I don't know if you already noticed, but I am not a big fan of this type of mod pack that make things harder just because to make it harder just to consume more time. Most of my fun in playing Greg Tech or Industrial Craft or Evil Space or any other factory building are things like this here. The setup that I made using tools from the mod to make it a kind of automatic setup here that looks kind of okay to make things for me in the background. But like we are now here into the down of the applied energistic. So most of people that are used to actually use applied energistic for everything will never think about doing this setup here using robot arms, pipes, come in, come out, using a crate with the filters into each side to receive the one item to supply a multi-block with many pipes and stuff. Because let's be honest, if this ME interface here that is made into the external voltage work the same way as the applied logistic of 1.7.10, all this work I had here to make this quintuple assemblers to make the components could be replaced with a single assembly and a ME interface pushing the recipes on it one by one. Same thing here. Instead of having 4 crates with 12 arms and a lot of pipes and everything to supply those 4 circuit assemblers, we only need one circuit assembler and one ME interface. applied energies kind of destroy creativity, because you can just make things easier. And to be quite honest, I can understand why it is here, because, well, you kind of need, like, to make the next step, I need to make this polytetrafluoroethylene. For that I require some materials like the tetrafluoroethylene itself. That requires, at my current capacity, to combine the hydrofluoric acid, that is just the hydrogen with fluorine, so this is kind of easy, with the chloroform that requires chlorine gas and methane. And methane can come from various recipes, but the only good one is actually at the large chemical, where you combine carbon monoxide with the hydrogen. But to make the large chemical reactor, I require the the Teflon to actually make it. So I need to actually go first with the worst version before I can make the best version. And all of this is just to unlock the large chemical reactor that has some unique recipes or better recipes, like our old friend sulfuric acid, that I have all that set up down there. With one chemical reactor getting sulfur and hydrogen to make the hydrogen sulfide, to feed all the basic chemical reactors to combine the sulfide with oxygen to make the sulfuric acid. However, when I have access to the large chemical reactor, there is a recipe that only requires water and sulfur. So all the setup here is going to be replaced by a single multi-block. Same stuff here with my, for example, polyvinyl chloride. And so on. I feel that my efforts are gonna be way too large for so little gain. And to be quite honest, as you can see here, my current views into all those videos that I spend so much time making are not great. I know I should not envy other people, but it's difficult to you to keep with something that takes days of work to do any progress and barely anyone watch, and for just so little time. But I guess my voice is the main culprit, is it? I don't have a good PC that don't like crazy every time I walk around. I don't have a good microphone or soundboard to capture it and process it. I try to make so many changes into OBS and Audacity to make my voice better, but probably the big truth is that my voice itself is not good. It is not for someone you want to hear for a long time. You can actually go to my channel with salvage videos to hear my old voice, and you're gonna see that it's not that good. So to avoid wasting more of my and your time, I think this is going to be it for the series here. Sorry I have made you wasting so much time with me. Currently, all my videos together is more than 21 hours of play. But if I look into statistics, I don't know what it's going to show here. I have played a total of 16 straight days. And 20 days with the open world. Huh. Don't know what that is. This is a lie. Anyway, this was On God. Thanks so much for watching.